Okay, guys, we are live. It's another episode of Thrive Talks. And,
First official.
First official. We in the studio. All three of us in the studio today. I just want to ask you guys, how you guys doing today?
Doing good. Long time coming from the day we started on Facebook Live.
To be honest, man, I feel great. I said, this is the happiest I ever be at this moment. And then my next moment, I'll be happier.
Hey, I love it.
So for today's topic, I wanted to discuss business in terms of creating value, in terms of delivering value, in terms of gaining a clientele, in terms of developing an audience. For the first question, I just wanted to ask you guys, what does value mean to you?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first, man. Value is bringing something to the table. Coming to the buffet with the plate. Not leaving home with one. Bringing a spice, bringing some chips, bringing water, bringing whatever that's needed, right? Because when you're bringing value, that means there's a lack, that they're lacking something, and you're going to bring a solution to bring some value to the table. So value is, first of all, in order to bring value, you got to value yourself because you are value. You're the value. So as you bring yourself and you're confident in yourself, you know that everything that you touch is going to go.
Yes, sir.
So that's where the value comes in. The value comes in developing yourself to the highest level and then sharing yourself with the world. Because we can keep developing and learning, but without the sharing, where's the value? So like, I'm going to go back to Denzel because I always remember it, right? It's not what you can take when you die. It's not, you can't take it, but you can leave it. That's value. So when you leave the house, you leave the buffet, they say, this is better because that person was here, right? And even though you're not here, I brought the value and then I departed and I bring value somewhere else. So that's what I think about value. I think about providing solutions. I think about being an asset, not a liability. I think about just being great, and not only you being great, sharing your greatness with others. So that's what I think of value.
Greatly well put, Jermaine. What about you, Drew?
I think value is everything he said. It's about contributing, bringing something to the table. Wherever something's missing, you fill in that gap. But value to me is like a baton in a relay. You know, when you do it right, it keeps getting passed on. And people keep grabbing. So you depart, and the next person that got to feel your value, they're going to continue that on. It's like my daughter. You know, all this stuff I'm putting on the internet, it's going to live forever. And one day I'm going to be gone. She's going to be able to go in here and see all that and take it with her and keep it. And whereas if we didn't have that technology or the ability to do that, it wouldn't be they would have to try to remember everything the person said, you know. So, you know, just to go a little further, I wrote a letter telling her what I want her to know and she's only to read it when I pass. So this is something that's going to continue. But also value to me is what he was talking about earlier. He said he was basically disappointed in terms of comparing himself to the other people with less body fat or something in the gym.
Yes.
And recently, you know, I started thinking like life is kind of like a gym, because when you walk in, you're always going to see someone that is more physically fit than you. But what we fail to see is that there's always someone else looking at you, wishing they could be you. So I think it's important to keep in perspective that we cannot overlook what we have done and how far we have come, because we all have value.
That's a dope point. I'm going to add on top of that, man, because I got to thinking about my friend Larry, you know, at the gym.
Shout out Larry Wright.
Shout out Larry, man. This guy is amazing. He's an amazing guy. And him going to the gym the last 3 weeks, like I told Big, I said, something's not right. Something's not right with Larry because he's not here. This is his home. And when I didn't see Larry for 3 weeks, I wondered. I said, well, like, something's wrong. Something's wrong with Larry. And then Big had messaged me today saying that something was wrong with Larry. And Larry had to have emergency surgery and he damn near died.
Wow.
The second time.
The second time.
Whoa.
He actually died
What
one
happened?
time. His heart exploded before. So the first time his heart exploded was at the gym. He got rushed to, they called the ambulance. They rushed him to the U.S. He was in the hospital for 2 years.
Wow.
2 years. Didn't leave. Couldn't walk, couldn't do nothing. If you see him in the gym a year later, if he told you that, you wouldn't believe it.
Right.
Because he's there consistently, working hard and positive, adding value to others. So when he left and I didn't see him for 3 weeks, I felt his presence. And it's like, where's Larry? Because Larry brought value. Larry always brings value. When Larry's not there, we miss his presence. I missed his presence.
And it's just him being present. It's not even.
It's him sharing what he knows,
Okay.
his optimism, his presence, everything. And what's so funny about this when you talk about the baton is, when you talked about the baton yesterday or the day before, it was maybe 2 days ago, I said, I'm taking Larry's job. And I started helping others. And I said, Larry can have that half and I'm going to have this half. Right? Because I didn't have to carry on what Larry brought. And I got to continue to carry on what Larry brought. Because now it's like, he says he's in recovery and he's going to come back. And I have no doubt he will. But I'm just going to let Larry know, I got it. I'll hold it down, Larry. And when you come back, you take your rightful position where you're supposed to be because you're bringing the value. And I respect that and I see that.
Wow, that's deep.
No, shout out Larry though, because he's gonna stop every time you're working out, and he's gonna show you the correct form. Make sure you hit the particular muscle. You know what I mean? He's not gonna force it on you either. That's the beautiful thing about Larry. He's gonna suggest it. He's not gonna say you have to do it this way, so you end up being turned off by him. Warm presence, and that's what I told him today too, man. I just told him hope to see you back soon. He's like, hopefully soon. Right? But Jay, that was a great example of Larry on value, because it comes down to value being first, right? You want to grow, you want to become anything in this world, you have to give, right? You don't give, nothing comes back. You end up being electricity that's just like buzzing in itself. There's no input, there's no output, there's no flow through you, right? Jay talks being about money sometimes, and he's like, yo, spend it. You know what I mean? Let it go and let it come back, right? Instead of holding on to it, now you got that lack mindset. You can't even move forward. You can't even move through life. You know what I mean? I feel like, Jay, you got something to tell me about this.
No, it's just, when I get to thinking about life is about relationships. It's bringing value to your friends. It's like bringing value to everybody. Whoever's around you, they become better. That's value to me. When I'm in your presence, you have to be better. When I'm not, you feel the void. I felt the void of Larry. I did.
Yep.
And then something told me what he's done, I gotta duplicate it and add to it. Because Larry had a presence about him that made everybody feel welcomed. He didn't make you feel bad because you didn't know certain things. He didn't judge you. He showed you. He taught you. Right? And then as he taught you, you respected him more. He has the most respect in the gym. And it's not because what he gave you, like physically, money-wise, it's because what he gave you. Right? He gave you a piece of his heart. He gave you a purse of his soul. And he did it with a smile on his face, and he loved every bit of it. And I know it's probably hurting him that he can't be in the gym right now because that's his sanctuary. But just let him know you're missed. What you gave won't be forgotten. And what you gave will be given to someone else. Because we're not here to keep it. We're here to share it. When I work with those three young men. They said, thank you. I said, don't thank me, pass it on. We're in here for a common cause to better ourselves. Now, me showing you these exercises, I made you better. But in doing that, you'll make me better.
Hell yeah.
And you're not going to catch me. As I told you, you're not going to catch me. Right? Now I know you're going to have a nice back. Right? But I need to have a better one.
What we makes me laugh about Jay too is he'll just be I'm the best, right? Like I'm just the best there is, right? You know what I mean? And like there's not a walking man in this place. You know what I mean? I put everyone to shame, like you know what I mean? Like it's his mindset, right? But you have to love it because it's nothing personal. It's just how he feels about his internal self in his world.
Right.
Right? Actually, the mentality is supposed to be passed on. You are supposed to do everything you do at your best to become one of the best. That should be your goal. Otherwise, what are you doing it for? And this brings me to my next question, because I feel like a lot of people, like, they don't know what their purpose is. You know what I mean? They don't know where to head in life. Sometimes they give up. They just take the first job because that's the easiest thing they could do, right? It's hard to find my purpose. What am I good at? So, I see, Drew, you're doing your soul solutions, right? You're doing your wings, right? And it took you a while to get here, right?
Sure
so,
did.
For you to find this cause, right? Jay, you're speaking, you've been coaching, playing ball your whole life, and now you're finally taking all those things, took marketing in school, and now you're tying it together. Now, with public speaking, with podcasting, with spreading a message, and also, working in media. Like, there's so many things. It took a lot for us to get here. Now, what would you say to the person that doesn't know what their niche is? And they're asking you, man, how do I find my niche?
I think we all have a calling, and when we ignore it, we're screwing up the pattern that is supposed to naturally develop every time. And because you're going to find that calling, it's going to keep coming back and reminding you. It's going to keep, giving this feeling that you're supposed to be over here or you're supposed to be doing something, because that's what it is. You feel this sense of void. Why am I here? And I need more. There's something missing. And you go looking for it. And sometimes people look for it in the wrong places, through bottles and friends and shows and movies and series and all these things that are meant to distract you from finding your purpose. So to the person on the couch that is hoping and wishing, but they're not doing, I would say, get up and do, get up, open the door, put shoes on, open the door and go on a, maybe tomorrow, dedicate the whole day to trying new things, find something. Align yourself with positive minded people. Most likely those people already have this drive in them that gives them the ability to figure this stuff out. So why wouldn't you want to align with those people to show you the way of how to start? Because every one of them were in a void too at one point or another, and they had a hard time, and they had to figure it out. So you want to get with those people and you want to pick their brain. And sometimes positive people aren't the nicest. Sometimes they're positive in the sense of what they do, but when you ask them for help or for knowledge, they're not going to give it to you. It's like they're trying to keep their story to themselves. And, so life is fickle. One minute it's like this, the other minute it's like that. A lot of moving parts, a lot of moving variables. When you find these people, cling on to them and don't disrespect them. Be loyal and absorb everything and apply it. And one day at a time. You can't overwhelm yourself with all these stressful things. You just being a man in this world, you feel that sense of a void. We have to have purpose as men. We're completely lost when we're not. And then all it takes is a woman to come along who is just like, one of those man eaters. And that now you got yourself a terrible man that he's destroyed. So you want to make sure
Ate him. She ate him. He's gone.
Yeah, he's a lost cause now. So I'm just saying, I think the relationships that we have are also very much important and connected to us finding our purpose. So that's what I would say.
Well put, Drew.
Yeah, great point.
Jay?
What's the question again?
For people that are sitting at home, and a lot of people nowadays that, might have a purpose that don't, aren't fully self-aware enough to know that purpose, right? I know that I'm still figuring it out myself daily, right? A couple years ago, I wasn't doing videos like I'm doing them now, but I just know it comes so easy to me, and it comes so natural to me. It's supposed to be what I'm doing, right? So a lot of people that I run into that I also see online, and which is why we have these audiences and influencers, because they're looking up to somebody for the answers, right? They're looking on the outside for the answers because they don't know what their purpose is, right? So what would you say to the person or the kid or the child or the grandma or the mom that's saying, Jay, I don't know what my niche is. How do I find it?
Simple. Very simple. The things that you enjoy, that's your purpose. The things that you don't want to stop doing, that's your purpose. The things that give you happiness, that's your purpose. Now, sometimes we are looking directly at our purpose, but we say it's not good enough because it's the comparison. The comparison is the thief of joy. Well, my purpose can't be to cut grass. That's not good enough. No, that's your purpose. Right? No, it is. To be the best lawn care worker in the world.
Absolutely.
Right? My purpose can't be to be the barber. Why can't it be? Your purpose was to be the barber because you bring joy to the people that are sitting in the chair. Your purpose, well, my purpose can't be a hair salon. No, it can be. Because that individual sitting in the chair is now giving you their life story. Your purpose is whatever you think it is. Your purpose is not defined by the money you make. Your purpose is not by the position that you take. Your purpose is within. My purpose may be to bring joy to people. Now, the podcasting, the videos, the talking, that's just a vehicle. But my purpose was deep rooted, not the tool. Right? So sometimes we think about being a doctor is my purpose. No, your purpose was to save lives. And I don't care how you do it. A comedian could be there to save lives, to bring joy, but he just has the talent to be a comedian. A speaker is to change lives, but he's just using a different form to speak, to change lives. Now, you can change lives through video. You can change lives through speaking. You can change lives by any means. So sometimes we get so caught up in the means or the tools for my purpose. Is my purpose to be a basketball player? No, my purpose was to inspire people. Right? So whether I'm inspiring people on the court, whether I'm inspiring people and doing podcasts, whether I'm inspiring people at the gym, it doesn't matter. Because my main focus was to inspire. Right? My main focus may be to motivate. Now, whatever tools or measures that I need to motivate, that's what my main focus was. So think about the things that you enjoy. Think about the things that you love. If you love it, then do it. And don't worry about the person saying, why are you doing this and why are you doing that? Because a lot of people do that. Oh, you're not a doctor? Oh, you're not a lawyer? No, my job was maybe to be the best housekeeper in the world. That may be my purpose. Because every position is valuable. Every cog is important. Every spoke needed to be there, because if it's not there, it doesn't run the same. So we go too much into the deeper measure and say, what is my purpose? Is my purpose to be a physiotherapist? Is my purpose to be a psychologist? Your purpose is to help. And whatever you're good at, whatever talent that you bring, or whatever joy you bring in this world, that's your purpose. If you're a great artist, then you're going to draw and bring happiness and joy to other people watching your art. If you're a great musician, your joy, that pain that they had before they heard the song, now don't longer exist. So when you're doing things, do it with the ultimate highest level, period, possible. Don't shortchange it, because your purpose is to be the best of whatever you love to do, because someone else is waiting for it. When I come into these podcasts, I'm bringing everything. I'm bringing all the heat because I know I need to resonate and touch somebody's soul. That's my purpose. Now, my purpose is to still change lives, but everywhere I go, I'm changing them. I'm not in one form to change their life, right? I'm at the gym changing lives. I'm on the street changing lives. I'm in the grocery store changing lives. I'm on the corner store, the convenience store changing lives. Everywhere you're changing lives. It is not one destination. It's not one form. It's not one form of media. I'm a change your life person. So when someone says, are you a trainer? I said, I'm a changer.
Change lives in the bathroom. Let's do it.
Right? I'm a changer, bro.
Okay.
Right? So it's like they minimalize the possession. Like if you work somewhere, it's, well, you just do this. No, I changed lives. How much value is that? How much worth is that? People talking about making $1 million. I'm talking about 1 million lives changed. I'm talking about 1 billion lives changed. And I will. I'm talking about, are you a bastard of cancer? I am it. I am. I will change 100,000 lives. And then after that, I will change 1 million. And then after that, I'm going to change 1 billion. Instead of counting the money, count how many people that you can change. So when you know your purpose, you know you love it. You know you get satisfaction doing it. I get satisfaction talking to someone and seeing that they're smiling afterwards. So I know it's my purpose. How can it not be my purpose? By just giving them words and I see the light or their smile in their face, and then I smile, that's a purpose. Is it not my purpose because I didn't get any money off that interaction? No, I got much more. Much more. That's the purpose. Don't think about the position that you're getting is your purpose, because once you get the position, you realize that wasn't your purpose. You realize that I thought if I got this job that makes this amount of money, or I got this house and I got this car, I'm going to be happy now. And the sad thing is you're not. Because your purpose is every moment. Your happiness is now. Why wait for happiness? We wait for happiness. When this happens, I'll be happy now. You're waiting for it. I'm having happiness before that.
Bam.
I'm celebrating before I get to the destination. Because I already know I'm going to get there. But I want to celebrate every single step getting there.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to look back and say, dang, I should have celebrated that success. And I'm not saying that when you celebrate your success, you're content. You're like, you celebrate and you're like, I know I got more. Just like that wave. When I was listening to someone else, he said, life is like a wave. Sometimes you ride it and you know it's going to crash, but you know another one's coming. So you're not worried. But you ride that wave and you're joyful because you're not even thinking about the crash. You're just enjoying it and you're going with the current, with the flow. And when you're on it, you're thinking, yeah, it's going to last forever. And when you crash, you're like, dang, that was a nice ride. But guess what? There's another one coming.
Yeah, I'm going to do it again. You brought up a good point, Jay. There's no rule that says you can only inspire in this way. You want to inspire in many ways and cover all kinds of, like, when we do these podcasts, I walk away healed. So he says he's a changer. This man has changed me since he entered my life.
Really?
Here's a good example of both of you. You entered my life. I start watching your videos.